I've got wings and boobies.
She's
Look
literally
at me.
just staring at the camera. How are we competing against that?
Yeah,
I don't
how are
know.
we competing against that?
I mean, we can't. For the rest of your life.
with the Dark Knight.
Can I do this or what?
Yeah.
One movie is Goodfellas. Okay.
Oh, we have to
Four.
choose one of the four. Hold on a second.
Listen.
We'd set
one
up-
is
Stop interrupting
Don't
her.
interrupt
Want me
Liz,
to
guys.
mute them all, Liz? I
All of
can.
you guys be quiet right now.
Oh my
He's trying to
God.
talk, okay? Do not.
Okay, one is-
Oh, hang on a
one is-
second. We got a phone call.
He's trying-
Oh, sorry.
So, how did you get the link to get in the Zoom room? This is Liz. No?
It's on Twitter.
It's on Twitter?
Yes.
Twitter.
You know what? I might have shared the wrong link.
You want me?
John, are you there?
Wait, what's the little
What's
baby
up?
in the right-hand corner?
We can't hear
John, you're tripping me out, bro.
Man, looks like you just snorted some coke.
Oh, shit.
No! What? People, man,
What
check it
is
out.
going
John, it's on the ground. Oh, wait, now some chicks on him. There's some dudes on him.
What is going on?
Wait. Oh, they're doing CPR. John! John's doing it. Get his ass back alive, dude.
Got
Where
eight.
we are? Oh, there goes John.
Wait, why are we
Lost
frozen?
John. Where'd John go?
Hey, John. Restaurant wearing that.
On like
If I was a
10,
woman.
10 of your monitors, you got.
What is she saying?
Wow. Wow. This is great. This is content. I don't know why we only have 11.
Hey, John, hang out with us, man. You know?
Yeah.
Hey, there he is. He's there. Hey, John, what's up, dog? How you been? You
Oh, here
again?
we go again.
That's where I put the Zoom
Oh.
link. I meant to.
Oh, wait, hold on. Hold on.
Oh,
Hold on.
shit.
That's it.
Yeah. He's pooping.
Great. Look at it. Shit
Yeah.
away, John.
Yeah, no, he has. Hey, when you gotta go to, he must have had Maria's.
I can't see them. Restaurant. Bye, John.
And a championship semi finals. Fuck this shit, man. I'm gonna cut this shit off. All right.
We'll get there. All
Yeah,
right,
we'll
next,
take care of Jim. We gotta take care of Jim.
we got the
You know what-
ugliest Bert and Ernie I've ever seen in my life. What the hell is
Oh.
that?
Oh my god.
Kind of looks like Ray.
Right, that's that.
Sorry.
I mean,
I don't have a filter. I'm sorry. You
one?
guys gonna put shit like
Is that-
Barney, what's up? It's John. Oh fuck!
Oh
John,
no, John got it.
God, no!
John.
John
John.
He's getting in a coffin? What is he getting in?
And we didn't get. What's that sound? What is that sound, horse?
It's this sound.
You sure you don't want to tell them about your pediatric hemorrhoid?
What's John doing? Wait, I gotta watch John on the picture. Hey, Joe, Joe Barney. Joe,
Oh, John's
You
in.
can
What?
get yourself
Barney's going up now.
John's throwing up.
That was horse yesterday. That was horse yesterday after eating meatballs from 7-Eleven.
That's what a Zoom bomber is.
That's a Zoom bomber, huh?
Oh, okay.
That's our first official Zoom bomb.
We got Zoom Bomb, folks. Fucking A.
Protester.
Zoom Bomb City.
That was fun.
It's
And
yeah.
he's
It's
got
like
his ugly ass feet down there, too. He don't even have
he's
shoes on.
barefoot. I didn't even notice that costume.
boy.
So you get the orange coat, prison garb, the fake wig, and the glasses. And eBay said, nah, we're not gonna allow that. So they pulled them all down.
Why?
They said they didn't want to have Jeffrey Dahmer.
He's a serial killer. He ate
It's more like Justin Bieber.
Oh, that's the dude that ate people?
Yes.
That's the eating.
Yes.
Oh, that dude's freaky. Yeah, fuck him. I wouldn't do it either.
Then he ate them.
He's missing one piece of the costume. I would have actually had one more piece, a bag of Old Trapper, and then when people ask what that is, I go, no, not what, who. Remember Trapper used to call it a Jim Rome show?
Oh, are we
That's what we
doing?
should talk about. What's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you at work?
I did that on the water hole. I crapped in my van.
Oh, I just farted. Did you hear that? I jumped into my chair. A little fart came out.
Good.
and I could see it in slow motion coming out of my mouth.
Oh, a lube?
No. I almost had an embarrassing situation happen, though. The bathrooms weren't working, and I needed to go now. Like,
You know?
I had somebody ask me if I was a bot.
Are you a bot?
Well,
Have any of us in
Well.
this room actually seen Liz live?
I can't do it. We'll do it live.
We'll do it live.
We'll do it live.
Testing 1, 2, 3. There we go. I've been troubleshooting the microphone issue. And, yeah, I didn't have a hot mic yet. What's a hot mic, you ask? Oh, you are so smoking hot. Oh, you're so hot. That's what a hot mic is. Welcome to the show. Let's see, Darren may be the first one in. I got the chat window up late. I didn't even have Twitch open, so I don't have my cheater screen. So
You
Darren
won. You did it.
may or may not have won, actually. And, yeah, there we go. And then whoever's next is going to be a loser, even though they might not be the loser. They're going to be the loser. Lots of show. Is this the Darren Motorhead DJ show? It is not, East Bay Troy. It is not. It isn't. It's not. There we go. Darren's show is Saturday. The Darren Motorhead DJ show. Is that what you're calling it, Darren? Darren's not going to reply because he's here eating wings. So if he's got wing juice and wing guts all over his hand, he can't reply to that question. It is Monday. I was lazy. Well, actually, I wasn't lazy. I forgot to make a commercial. So when I went to post it, I realized it was from Friday. And I said, oops, my bad.
Oops, my bad.
And I just said, you know what? I'll fucking play a commercial. I found a Monday commercial from, like, before the Kentucky Derby. Orange Diet Crush. And you're like, well, where's the A&W? The Diet A&W. It's hot. And you know what? A&W, Diet A&W is really delicious. But it's not, it doesn't quench my thirst. But orange soda does. And my office was in the 80s because I forgot to turn my air conditioner on this morning. And it's hot in here. I'm just going to say, it's fucking hot. Hotter than my hot mic. So, what is going on? Lots of stuff. Had the first DJ Haunted Horse show in months and months and months and months Friday. And other than a few technical issues, which, you know, I'm still working on that mic issue. Testing 1, 2, 3. I moved it to a different. I'm still looking at it, looking for the problem. Other than the mic issue and a couple of times where I forgot, I muted. I left myself muted. You are the loser.
So you get nothing. You lose! Good day, sir!
Why, Mr. Anderson? Why? Why do you persist?
Why? You are the loser. With that, I had a couple of things I was rusty with and everything else, but it worked off pretty good. So DJ Hunter Horse back on Fridays. I'd remember the time, 8 p.m. Pacific. So that is happening. We had some technical issues with the marble races. What was the issue with that? What was the issue with that? I forgot what the issue with that was, but I think it took me like 7 minutes to figure that one out. I can't remember. Anyway, that started off really badly, and it kept going badly, and that'll get better. I moved it to a new platform, so that's the excuse for that. Moved it to Mixcloud. Speaking of Mixcloud, Darren is doing his first show on the Mixcloud platform, and if you're like, wait a minute, what? Darren's Saturday, 5 p.m. Pacific, which is 6 Mountain. I'm just going to give times in Pacific. I'm not going to sit there and go, well, Darren lives in the Mountain Zone. And no, 5 p.m. Pacific. If you can't add, well, actually, if you can't add, you're right in Darren's demographic. His people are a little slow. I'm just kidding.
I'm not a smart man.
The people that listen to that kind of music,
You racist piece of shit!
people that listen to that kind of music are slow. I'm just saying. I'm not saying. I'm just saying. No, I'm kidding. 5 p.m. Pacific, and he's going to do a headbanger. I don't even know if he has a name for the show. I finally did get the time so I can promote it. But that's Saturday, and it should be a wonderful time. We've got to test, since he's watching, but he's eating chicken wings. We need to test your show out, dude. So, got to find a time to do that. Hopefully not during the week, because I get home, fucking do this show, I eat my dinner, and I go to bed. But if I have to do it, I will do it, because I'm a trooper. And he showed me pictures of his studio. He's legit. He's ready to go. He got a second monitor, which is something you should have. And he's ready to go. So Saturday will be fun, off the hook, and entertaining, I'm sure. News stories that we have. I was running late. I don't know that I put these in the order that I want them. But New York Post, Ozempic penis. If Bacon was here, we could go, we're going to be talking about the penis. But Bacon isn't here, so I have to do the drop that I don't have. Ozempic penis. Ozempic. Like that weight loss drug. Ozempic penis. Male users reveal shocking change to their genitalia after injecting weight loss shot. All right, so I'm not interested because I'm not going to go on Ozempic. I'm trying to do it the hard way. The hard way. Talking about the penis. And the hard way is really hard because I put a pound back on last week. I did not do so well with my... Oh, what's that word I'm looking for? With my... Can't think of the word. It's right there. Willpower. There it is. I cheated. I had some chips, and I had some candy, and I had lots of stuff that I'm not supposed to have. Fast food. Yeah, I basically just said, fuck it. And, I had donuts. That doesn't help the diet. So I gained a pound. And I need to get back on. Today I'm golden. Today I am 100% on the diet. I'm within my points, my Weight Watchers points. The Saturday Rock Show is what it's called. 5 p.m. Pacific. Saturday Rock Show. And it's going to be heavy metal, right? Or are you allowing... I don't know what you're doing. We'll talk about it. As we get closer, I'll promote it more. Like Thursday and Friday, I'll hit it hard. So... Back to this. Male user reveals shocking change in their genitalia after injecting weight loss shot. So one of two things is probably happening. Either it got smaller or it got bigger. Or, I don't know, maybe it doesn't work anymore. I don't know. Something's going to happen, but it's not just one guy. It's male users. So there we go. Find out what it There are side effects to that. Women are getting Ozempic face, which is like they're getting all sunken in inside their mouth. And it gets all wrinkly. So there are side effects, people. Nothing is easy. Nothing. And like I said, I gained a pound last week because it's not easy to resist donuts and candy. If it's in my face, I'm going to eat it. There's a joke there. Let's see. New York Post also. Walmart customer calls cops after his self-checkout avocado mishap, charged $1,300. So he's self-checkouting. I didn't read the story. I don't read these, but I'm assuming he rings up too many avocados or hits like 100 when it's only one or something. And his bill gets to $1,300 and he calls the police. All right. Why? Why don't you call customer service? We are in a weird time where people, their go-to now is to call the cops. We've seen this with drive-through orders, that the lady got the wrong drive-through order. She called the police. I guess there's a theme with the first story. A popular hair loss drug. Once again, I do things the hard way. I don't take hair loss drugs. A popular hair loss drug destroyed my ex-husband's sex drive and ended our marriage.
Uh-oh. Oh, shit.
So, let me guess. Just reading between the lines, because I don't read the stories. The way this headline reads, a popular hair loss drug destroyed my ex-husband's sex drive and ended our marriage. Something tells me this woman is going to sue the hair loss company. Just the way that's spelled out, I hear lawsuit, lawsuit, lawsuit. Money grab. Money grab. It's not that he left you because, or he couldn't get it up because he thought you were a freaking...
You dirty pig!
Dirty pig. Maybe he blimped up a little bit and he couldn't get... Who knows? I'm not blaming the victim. Yes, I am. But something tells me you're suing the hair loss or the hair restoration company because your marriage failed instead of taking responsibility for it yourself. I have a vibe. And if I'm wrong, lady, I'm sorry. I apologize. Here's stories that are so far down the list that they probably won't get read today, but they could. And if they don't, they'll be kicked into the folder for later use. This one we've got to get to, especially with Tyler here. This is right up your alley, Tyler. This is something I think we've even talked about in the past. This is from something called the Daily Galaxy, but I could have pulled it from anything. It just happened to be the one that showed up in my radar first. After 12 years of failed attempts, 12 years. Boy, if Ryan's here, we're talking about the dump. You think the dump smells by dropping something off? I bet this guy knows the dump smell better than anyone. After 12 years of failed attempts, the man who lost his hard drive containing $742 million in Bitcoin finally ends his search. I kind of saw a story a few weeks ago where they were going to close the dump and he was trying to buy the dump so he could keep digging through it. I'm assuming that he can't buy it or whatever. I don't know what happened, but he has lost 700. He's been digging in the dump for 12 years looking for his hard drive. I remember this story 12 years ago when Bitcoin went up through the roof and they said this guy lost his hard drive and he's digging in the dump. And I would imagine he probably had people that were trying to find it first because it's not in your name. You find the Bitcoin, it's yours. No one can prove whose it is. There are other people probably out there digging with him trying to find it first. So that dude is finally giving up. Wah, 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 wah. You know what he should do? Take the hair restoration drug and then sue the company for ruining his marriage. more likely to get money doing that than digging in the dump for 12 years. Here's one from Inc. Once again, we might not get to, probably not going to get to these today. After 350, no, I'm going to get to this one real quick because this is one of those guess what this is. So audience, guess what this is. This from Inc. I-N-C. I remember getting Inc. magazine back 30 years ago or whatever it was. I used to get like Inc. and like Entrepreneur and anyway, not Entrepreneur. Inc. has a news site apparently. After 355 years, and you guys might even know the answer because it's probably in the news. After 355 years, the oldest company in North America just shut down. Can most Americans even name it? Okay, so I have not looked at the answer. I have only read the headline. I'm going to think about this for a couple of minutes, a couple of seconds, and see if so 355 years old, oldest company in North America just shut down. I'm thinking, okay, my first brain goes to, and probably because I watched a 1-hour YouTube documentary on candle making all the way back to like the 1600s, 1500s, how they made candles, what the pores had to, their candles were usually like from animal fat and they were soft because, you know, it's warm and they would like all like fall over and, you know, kind of like they were soft, kind of like the guy that took the hair restoration medicine and his dick didn't work anymore and it caused him a divorce. So they'd be all soft and, you know, you put them in the candle holder and they'd be all bending over and you'd have to like try to get them upright. Where the rich people used candles made of beeswax, you know, expensive candles. And the beef or the animal fat candles also were like, and they'd smoke a lot and everything else, and drip everywhere. Whereas the beeswax, I guess it burned up and it didn't drip and it burned evenly and everything else. So I'm going to go with a candle. I don't know what candle company it would be, but I'm going to guess a candle company. Maybe stationery, parchment, I don't know. Food company, yeah, there you go. Food's a good idea. But what food? Why would you go out of business after this long if you made food? People have been eating it for 355 years. Why would it suddenly not be good anymore? Whereas candles, I mean, who uses candles anymore? Like back in the day, that was it. You had candles or you were in the dark. That was it. I mean, you had the little oil lamps, but those were for rich people too. So I'm thinking like candles. That's my first guess. Anyway, I'll give you the answer in a couple minutes if you guys want to guess. Why was I? Oh, I know why I was there. Real quick too, top of the show notes. By the way, thank you, Vinny Coppola, for retweeting the show. Appreciate you. Vinny Coppola, if you don't know, Headstrom Bacon followed him, and then he came across my feed. He's a stand-up comedian. So I followed him, and he followed me, and then he's got a show as well. And every once in a while, I'll retweet his show, and he retweeted me today. I appreciate that. Right now, I got I'm a little pissed. So I'm going to vent. And you may think that I'm breaking a rule on this show, which is no politics. You may think I'm breaking a rule, but the way I see it, Campbell's I thought was going bankrupt. Really? That's one of the best investments you can own is Campbell's soup stock. It pays a really good dividend. Boy, I'd be surprised if that was true. That's one of the, like Coca-Cola, Campbell's. There are like stocks that pay a steady dividend. They're really Smuckers is another one. They're reliable. They make a good profit. They pay a dividend always. It never goes down. It always goes up. They're called what are they called? Not dividend kings. There's something to kings where they've had a dividend go up for like 50 years in a row or whatever. I forget what they're called, but they're in a class. I would be surprised, but I mean, in this day and age, who knows? I shouldn't be surprised about anything. So back to this thing that's pissing me off, and it's not politics, though I could see why you would think it is. I have been getting robocalls. Now, I get robocalls from all sorts of places, right? But the one that is annoying me the most, because it's consistent, it's every week, it's fucking something I don't want it or care about. There's a reason why there's no politics on the show. 2 reasons. First of all, 90% of the people in the world, let me just say, 90% of the people in the United States cannot talk politics without it devolving into mud throwing. Like, you're a fucking idiot, you believe that. You're a fucking idiot because you believe that. This is why you're wrong. This is why I'm right. And they just can't have a discussion. Now, there are people I've had discussions with, and it's like, oh, I see where you come on that, and this is why I think the way. And it's constructive. No one changes their mind, but it's constructive. It's just kind of sharing, and everyone cares about their politics because it's through their eyes. It's how they grew up. It's how they see the world. They had different circumstances happen, and you form your opinions based on your circumstances. So people in different circumstances are going to see differently political, and depending on where your family believed. Now, my family, I've veered off of them, so that's not necessarily a good judge. But maybe when you're younger, you believe the politics. Anyway, where I'm getting into is this. This is not political. Chuck Lindell, though, I know who he is. So I'm not an idiot. And I know who he supports because I'm not an idiot. And I don't put my head in the sand where I don't see anything. I know who he supports. That fucking idiot is calling me every fucking week telling me something I should believe in or vote for or call people and tell them that. Dude, nothing bothers me more than people knocking at my door to sell things or people calling me on the phone to sell or try to tell me to do something or whatever. I'm not going to lie. The more you call me, the more I'm going to, because half the time I don't even vote, if you want to know the truth. Because I don't like any of them. I don't like most of the big parties are all in it for themselves. They do not care about people. So I don't care about either party. I don't. However, Chuck Lindell keeps calling me. I am going to vote straight Democrat the next election. Damn, because I don't want you to call me. Stop calling me. I have to fucking pick up my phone and see who's calling me. Or if I'm driving, I have to look over and see and then swipe it. Go away. You fucking troll. All right, there you go. The more you call me, the more I'm going straight ticket, bud, against you. I don't like you. I don't want to be called by you. Go away. There you go. There's my non-political rant, although I did say one of the party's names. And trust me, I don't want to do it. But if he keeps calling me, I'm fucking doing it. I'll start sending them money. That's how annoyed I am with people calling me that I don't want them to call me. That's why I have call blockers on and everything else. But his fucking email still gets, or his voicemail still gets through. So there you go. Anyway. God, robocallers. Wasn't there a thing that we passed like 20 years ago, the do not call list? And I put my name on there. I know I did it. Why isn't someone suing his ass? I would do it if I knew how. Anyway, there you go. Rant off. Robocalls are the worst, but from that guy, even worse. I don't like politics. That's why I don't talk about it or look for it or read it or watch the news channels that are devoted to that. And this fucking guy calls me every few days. Oh, hey, you need to do this thing. Fuck you. If your plane crashes, not a single tear is going to fall from this eye. In fact, I might even crack a little smile. Oh, darn. Chuck Lindell. Darn. Oh, my phone's not going to ring twice a week. Darn. I loved getting that call. Shoot. Darn, he crashed his plane, and now I'm not going to get spammed with robocalls. Fucking idiot. All right, there you go. Boy, not to mention the first thing out of the voicemail before I hit delete is, hi, this is Chuck Lindell or Mike Lindell or whatever the guy's name is. Mike Lindell, Chuck Lindell. I think one's a boxer or a UFC fighter and the other one's a fucking maggot. And don't get it wrong. If you're the UFC fighter, I did not call you a maggot. I called the pillow man the maggot. You, dude, are cool. Don't kick my ass. Anyway, there we go. God, every time that fucking phone rings and I see it's that prick, I just want to fucking punch him in the mouth. All right. I forgot where I was. I get so angry. Not to mention the robocalls that are the scammers or whatever. They make me angry, but it makes me more. Campbell's troubles. Okay, Tyler's got Campbell's troubles stem from declining soup sales, consumer dissatisfaction with recipe changes, financial debt, a recent contamination issue, and challenges adapting to the modern consumer preferences for healthier, less processed foods. While the company has pivoted toward snacks and other products, its core soup business remains under pressure, though recent sales increases may reflect economic conditions rather than brand strength. Huh! You know, when I said it was one of those top-tier dividend-paying companies and whatever, and I was surprised. Boy, that takes up the whole screen, doesn't it? I remember when Sears was a great stock to hold. I remember when General Electric was one of the top 5 in your portfolio. You had to have General Electric. Steady dividend, it was great company or whatever, and you know, General Electric's still around, a ghost of what it used to be, a shell of what it used to be. And we can talk about that. Sears just didn't change with the times. They died because a company called Amazon came along and kicked the shit out of them. Because the Sears catalog, why are you going to go to Sears and order something out of their catalog and wait 2 weeks for it to show up in the store and go down there when Amazon's going to send it to you in 2 days? And now it's 2 hours. Not going to lie. The last thing I ordered was 2 hours. Took them 2 hours to get it here. But General Electric decided during the housing boom, right before the market crashed, the housing crisis, to get into finance. And they started making all those housing, and that's what killed General Electric. It's an interesting story. When you get out of what you do best and go in a different direction to try to be greedier and bigger than you already are, and then it goes sideways, yeah, you get crushed. They had to sell off all their appliance division and everything else just to keep what they keep the doors open. Okay, no one comes here for a lesson. Although Tyler's got an IPO if you want to make a lot of money. It IPO'd at what was it, $30, Tyler, and it's at $150 now or something. I know who wants to know. It's Peter Anderson. Sorry, Peter, I don't know what it is. I forgot. I mean, he gave me the ticker, but it's in my phone. In the phone that Mike Lindell keeps calling. Okay, so let's find out. Inc. Tyler guessed, Campbell's isn't shut down yet, so they're swirling the drain. After 355 years, the oldest company in North America. North America's a key, too. It doesn't necessarily have to be a United States company. It could be Mexico. Is Mexico North America? That's not Central, is it? What is Mexico? Anyway, it could be Canadian. So I might have, I didn't guess a name. I said Candle Company. After 355 years, the oldest company in North America just shut down. Can most Americans even name it? Maybe it would still be here if they changed the name to, quote, the Company of Adventures. There's your hint. The Company of Adventures? Adventures. The Company of Adventures. National Geographic? No, that's not 355 years old. It was the oldest company in North America, and yet it ended a few days ago, not with a bang, but a whimper. but instead with a whole bunch of liquidation sales above the 49th parallel. Here's the story. Back in 1670, the English government issued a charter for a company called the Governor and Company of Adventurers of England trading into Hudson's Bay. This is the name of the company, the Governor and Company of Adventurers of England trading into Hudson's Bay, granting it sole trade and commerce over what is now a giant part of Canada and a bit of the Midwestern U.S., stretching from modern-day northern Minnesota, North Dakota, and Montana to the Canadian provinces of Manitoba and Saskatchewan, along with parts of Alberta, Ontario, and Quebec, and the entire Canadian territory of, where's bacon? None of it, whatever that is. Nunavut. It had an enormously lucrative opportunity, exclusive trading rights with the indigenous people living in those territories.
You racist piece of shit!
And for many purposes, the right to literally act as the government led to the equivalent of hundreds of millions of dollars. The company had so much value, I thought I was going to give you an easy answer, and I guess I'm not. The company had so much value that even when it later consented to give up the rights to 95% of its territory to newly formed government of Canada in 1870 at a massive discount, it still walked away with a fortune. Fast forward an era or so, and the company turned that 200-year head start into a retail juggernaut, including department stores that it ran for over an additional century. Last week it all ended. The Company of Adventurers. I wonder how many Americans, meaning those of us who live in the U.S. as opposed to North America at large, actually knew anything about this company. I don't know that I did. So it was called the Company of Adventurers? Oh, here it is. In Canada, it became iconic. It shortens the name to Hudson's Bay Company. I have heard of Hudson's Bay Company, or HBC. Built a network of stores known as The Bay, and eventually acquired other department store chains that enabled it to expand across the country. Hudson's Bay. Okay, I've heard of that. HBC. I'm not going to read what happened to it. I don't care. But I've heard of Hudson's Bay. Anyway, Hudson's Bay is no more. Sorry, Hudson's Bay. HBC. All right, that was a long story to get to the name of the company. Ozempic, I know you're all like, get to the Ozempic penis. We don't care about this old company going bankrupt. We want to hear about Ozempic. Here it is. If V and the Fee was here, he would definitely want to hear about Ozempic penis. Male users reveal shocking change to their genitalia after injecting weight loss shot. Well, where did they inject it? You're supposed to inject it into your stomach, not your Johnson. It's the miracle drug that promises to shrink your size, except for where it matters. All right, so they got smaller. Male Ozempic users say their penises have gotten, bigger. Male Ozempic users say their penises have gotten bigger since they started using the weight loss shot, with dozens of well-endowed fellas flocking to online forums to fawn over their expanded members. Quote, who measures themselves? Honestly, people, I have never measured it. I shouldn't say never, because maybe in high school I was curious, but if I did, I don't remember it. Who measures it? Honestly. You whip it out and either woman goes, oh, wow, or oh, wow. That's how you know. I recently measured myself down there and noticed I gained about 1 inch. He measured before and after. An anonymous user recently claimed on a Reddit thread. You know what? Either that's really what an anonymous user did, Or they own a whole bunch of the company that owns Ozempic stock, and they're trying to get the stock to go higher. Hey, dudes with tiny wings, it'll make it bigger. Go buy Ozempic, and then the stock goes up. Quote, now I think people will say it was because of the fat loss. Tyler, you can't say Jim Rome got this story before us because I'm reading it and I've not heard him talk about it. Now I think people will say it was because of the fat loss. However, at the time I measured myself before, 4 years ago, I was thinner, the man claimed. I also bone pressed during what?
The following program is intended for mature audiences.
Tyler, I got something for you to Google. Quote, I also bone pressed during measurement before and also this time. Has anyone else noticed this change themselves? Unquote. What is bone pressing? I also bone pressed during measurement? What is bone pressing? Right, they haven't seen their packages in years. I know, the gut goes away and they're like, oh shit, look at that. I can see it. It must have gotten bigger. No, your fat gut got smaller. What is bone pressing? There it is, Tyler, right on the money. The EP of the show. The term bone pressed is commonly used in the context of measuring penis length. It refers to a method where a ruler or measurement device is pressed against the pubic bone to account for any fat tissue in the pubic area that might obscure the full length of the penis. This technique aims to provide a more accurate measurement of the penile shaft by minimizing the impact of body fat, which can vary between individuals over time. So he's saying he pushed the ruler into the fat so that it's not accounting for the fact that he lost fat and it went in farther. He's like, I bone pressed during both measurements. Who the hell measures their wang? Honestly. Quote, yes, another happy Redditor responded, I gained 1.5 inches in length. No joke. Like you, I obviously know how long I was before I got very fat. Fat. So he measured it when he was fat. And then he measured it when he lost the fat. And he said he gained 1.5 inches. Then after about 7 months on tirzepatide, in my case, I gained 1.5 inches in length. Definitely not all from weight loss. So he's on one of the generic, or not generic, but the other, there's Ozempic. All the companies have their different trademark name. I noticed that happened to me as well, a third man remarked. Quote, yeah, wife has definitely noticed a difference. Was 278 pounds down. Fat. Wait, was 278 pounds, then went down to under 200 pounds, an additional commenter claimed. Meanwhile, other men also claimed that they had noticed a size difference after taking Ozempic, but put it down to better blood flow. That's what you said. Good job. And reduce fat around the pubic area. I think it's reduced fat around the pubic area. If the shit's shrinking back, you're going to gain, whether you bone pressed or not. Another Redditor responded saying the size difference was likely due to different external conditions during the before and after measurements. Quote, I feel like nobody is really reading what you are writing. That they blame the weight loss while you measured the first time when you were actually lighter, they explained. Huh? Oh, the first guy said he was actually less. Why would he go on the medication if he was skinny and then he gained weight later? And then I don't know what that means. Anyway, if you guys, I don't want to go back there. Whatever. Quote, Ozempic does not enlarge your penis, but an erect penis may change size considerably depending on time of day, temperature, and factors other than sexual arousal. So it's probably just simply that. Who said that? Where's the quote go to? The phenomena dubbed Ozempic penis or Ozemd dick is just the latest in a series of side effects users of the weight loss drugs have allegedly experienced. Quote, Ozempic mouth, and that's the one the women get with the wrinkles and the sunken in. Ozempic mouth is another recently reported side effect marked by pronounced folds in the corners of the mouth, noticeable wrinkles on the lips, and sagging skin along the let's try that again. And sagging skin along the lip contours and chin area. Those alarmed by their changed appearance are now turning to cosmetic treatments such as dermal fillers to restore lost volume around the mouth area. There you go. You get bigger. Allegedly. I want a secret survey. Australia had one recently where they asked Australians, like 10,000 Australians or whatever, like 110 questions. Anywhere from, like, do you like the house you're living in all the way to sex stuff? I want a survey, anonymous, so it's truthful. How many guys, what's the percentage of guys that measure their dicks? Because I never have. With the asterisk of, if I was in school, I don't remember ever doing it. These guys are like, oh, I measured it 4 years ago, and now I measured it again, and I'm an inch larger. Who does that? Honestly. I mean, look, I don't want to offend anyone in the audience, but are you that insecure that you have to measure it? Like, oh, shit, please be bigger. Oh, please be bigger. Damn, it's the same. Shit. I've been doing bone presses. I thought it build up muscle. Who measures their shit? Do women measure their breasts other than you have to have a bra so you know what cup and whatever? But are they like, well, the nipple got a little longer. Let me measure the nipple. Who does this? I think I measure my feet because I need to know what size shoes. It's basically the measurement they'd use at the combines. Do they measure wangs at the combine? Do they? Do they measure your junk? Holy crap, I guess I missed a lot. You did, Cindy.
Hi, Cindy.
Oh, you, it's so good to see you again.
Cindy, what we were talking about. Shit, I got rid of the story already. It's still in my favorites. Hold up. Where was it? Where was it? Or is it? Did I delete it out of there? It was a side effect from Ozempic. The weight loss drug, men that went on Ozempic said their dicks got bigger. One said an inch longer, and then the other guy said an inch and a half, and a bunch of men on Reddit were saying, yeah, mine got bigger too. And I'm trying to figure out how they knew it was big. Who measures their dick? Apparently these guys did. They're like, yeah, I measured it 4 years ago, and it was this big. And then now that I'm on Ozempic, I remeasured it, and it was an inch longer. I'm like, who the hell measures their dick? Never. I never have. Asterisk. If I was in school and did it, I don't remember. I'm 56. Uh-oh. Damn it. I'm not supposed to state my age. I'm 56. And I can safely say I have not measured it at least in 30 years. What did that put? 26? 35 years. And I'm telling you, unless a girl dared me to do it or told me to do it, there's no way I did it. I just don't think I ever did. But at least after the age of 18, I know 100% I never did. I just can't vouch for the school years. What time is it? 15 minutes. Let's see, which one? You know what? Let's stay in the theme. I'll move this story forward. A popular hair loss drug. Hold on. We got over 95 today. The Portland public school system let kids out 3 hours early for heat. There's something that maybe none of you can relate to. The kids got out of school 3 hours early because it was in the mid-90s. We don't have air conditioning in our schools. So I'm guessing that is an Oregon, Western Oregon thing and nowhere else. Because our schools go until the kids should be getting out of school in the next couple weeks. We haven't let out for summer vacation yet. But none of the schools have air conditioning because it never got in the 90s before in June or earlier. Now it's starting to get 90s in June. I mean, back in my day when I went to school, when I lived up here, we would get in the 90s in August. Maybe late July and August. There were like a couple months. And then every third or fourth year, we'd break 100 like for a day or two. Now it's like hundreds every year for a couple of days. And 90s a lot. Anyway, they let kids out of school for 90s, the mid-90s. They're like, oh, it's too hot. Got to let them out. It's ridiculous. But I get it. No AC. I wouldn't want to be. I mean, I've got the AC blasting right now. All this equipment. It'd be 105 in here if I didn't have the AC on. A popular hair loss drug destroyed my ex-husband. Let me try this again. My brain is just not clicking. A popular hair loss drug destroyed my ex-husband's sex drive and ended our marriage. I'm telling you, lawsuit. There's a lawsuit coming. Wienergate. A best-selling author has shared a heartbreaking story. Heartbreaking. Story about how a popular hair loss drug led to the demise of her ex-husband's sexual function and their marriage. Put him on Ozempic. It won't get up, but it'll be bigger. Hey, lady, I've been divorced twice. It happens. It happens to us all. Speaking recently not because I couldn't get it up, just to clarify to the audience. I don't have a problem. Speaking recently on the podcast, Moral Medicine. Not going to lie. Okay, here's one of those. If you got a kid in the room.
Haunted horse poop.
Nope, wrong button.
The following program contains scenes and language of a frank and explicit nature. Viewer discretion is advised.
I don't know if I ever told this story on this show. I may have. But I remember when I was with wife number 2 and Viagra was new. It had only been out a year. I read some articles about people doing it recreationally because, you can go and then finish, but then keep going and going and going. So it's recreational. I don't know if it's for the guy or the woman more. I don't know, but you can keep going when you're done, right? So I went to the doctor and made up some shit like, oh, I've been really stressed at work and I've been having problems in that area. And, is there something for that? Knowing that I was going to get Viagra and oh, there is. There's this pill, blah, 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 blah. So he wrote me a prescription, he or she, whoever it was, wrote me a prescription for 10 Viagra. And then I found out there were $20 a piece not covered by insurance. So I got 2. So for $40, I got 2 Viagra because I wasn't going to fucking spend all that money, like $200 for 10 Viagra. So I got 2. That's 2 for me. And so I got it. And, the wife and I are like, oh, what night should, do whatever. And I'm like, well, whatever. Trying to plan it all out. Like, you're not going to waste it on a work night, right? So you're going to plan it all out. I'm going to take this pill, and then you're going to have an all-night banger, right? So figuring all that out, I got the bottle, and I don't know if I read the side effects or whatever. So I don't think there was internet. At least it wasn't prominent. There was no Googling back then. This is probably, I don't know when this is. Well, let's see, probably about 25 years ago because I'm dating no, it's longer than 25 years because I've been at my current job 25 years. This is when I was at Walgreens. So between 25 and 30 years ago. Well, all we have to do is Google when Viagra came out. It was the first year of Viagra. So I digress. So anyway, got the 2 pills, and then I either wrote I probably read the side effect that said, if you have a boner, and I'm sure it didn't say boner, if you have an erection for more than 4 hours, seek emergency medical attention immediately. And then I'm like, what? And then you know how, like, when you get your prescription, they've got all the paper. So I looked at the little sticker, and I'm like, what's that about? And I started looking at the paper, and it was talking about if it's more than 4 hours and what they would have to, you know, like you know, you could be in danger and something could break down there if you don't get attention. And then I'm like researching what they would have to do, and I'm like, oh, hell no. Because it could have been whatever it was, 1 in 10,000 people. But I didn't want to be the 1 in 10,000. I'm like, no, I don't want to take it. It freaking something breaks down there, and now all of a sudden it doesn't work anymore or whatever. So I never took them. I had them in some box of whatever, and I might still even have them. I don't know. 25, 30-year-old Viagra. But I chickened out. I'm not going to lie. I chickened out. I'm like, oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. Not for a night of fun. So I was terrified that was going to be me, and they were going to have to go, like, what, stick a needle in there and suck some blood out? Or I was like, no way. It's not broken now. I'm not going to break it trying this shit out. So I got scared. I chickened out. I never took it. But I was going to until I read that shit. Like, that's going to be me. I'm going to be the 1 in 10,000, and then the shit ain't going to work anymore. No. Okay, I got to run. Great night. Yeah, right. She's like, oh, hell with this. I got to get out of here. This show's whack. Gail's here.
Gail, welcome to the show.
Gail's here. Anyway. For erections lasting more than 4 hours, call 3 more hookers. Signed, Charlie Sheen. Right. You know what's interesting and not interesting, like interesting, terrifying, is, and it's according to them, it's a he said, she said, but when he's HIV positive, there were women coming out saying, he never told me, and we didn't use protection. That's terrifying. Now, allegedly, he said, she said, I don't know what's right and what's wrong. I mean, if you can't trust a hooker, who can you trust? But, and that could have been some lawsuit, whatever, you know, but that would be terrifying, not finding that out. I mean, Mike Vick gave a woman a case of the herp. Viagra's like, your mic is low compared to your sound drops. Oh, that's probably not, yeah. Which one did I play last? Better? I think I turned those way up when I was having mic issues and I was testing it. That's probably better.
Feel good about yourself, Ryan.
How's that?
Wait, Ryan, a woman had sex with you?
Here, let me keep doing drops.
I needed clarification on what the hell Ryan was
talking about. You tell me how
about.
the volume is now. Let me keep doing it.
Wait, Ryan, a woman had sex with you?
How's that now?
Wait, Ryan, a woman had sex with you?
Is that better?
Wait, Ryan, a woman had sex with you?
Are we about the same volume now?
Wait, Ryan, a woman had sex with you?
Okay, it's perfect.
Wait, Ryan, a woman had sex with you?
Let's test it a few more times.
Wait, Ryan, a woman had sex with you?
I want to make sure.
Wait, Ryan, a woman had sex with you?
I want to make absolutely sure the volumes are right.
Wait, Ryan, a woman had sex with you?
Okay, good. I just wanted to... Wait, one more time.
Wait, Ryan, a woman had sex with you?
I don't know if he's still here. Okay, so let's get back to this. How much time do I have? I got to make this quick. I got into that Viagra story. I don't know if I ever told that here. Anyway, I got terrified. I'm like, who wants to go to the hospital and have them suck the blood out of your wang because your erection won't go away? I don't know. Maybe you take a counter pill. I don't know. I didn't want to find out. Speaking recently on the podcast Moral Medicine, Thamika Sangakeo said she noticed they had no love life to speak of while they were still dating. Her then boyfriend told her that it was because he had taken Propecia, the brand name of... Wait, dating? She said it ended her marriage. Now she's saying when they were dating. Maybe there's a translation issue. Because he had taken Propecia, the brand of finasteride, which is commonly used to treat hair loss in men. One of the potential side effects is sexual dysfunction. At the time, she thought it was just a temporary issue, or that it'd only be a problem intermittently. Okay, so they're dating and he's got some problems and he says it's Propecia. They got married and stayed together for 7 years, with Song Keo convincing her ex to take an erectile dysfunction drug to improve intimacy. The couple welcomed a daughter, but Song Keo's loneliness worsened. Ultimately, she decided to walk away from the sex-starved marriage, noting that her ex was a wonderful partner outside of the bedroom. They remained great friends, and Song Keo went on to write a novel about her experience, Stamford Hospital, which became a #1 bestseller on Amazon in Singapore. Singapore?
You racist piece of shit!
Now she's trying to spread the word not only about post-finasteride syndrome, a condition in which someone experiences severe side effects after they stop using finasteride, affects its victims, but also the ones they love. Well, I'll tell you what, that's why I'm not taking it. I will be nice and bald and have nothing wrong with downstairs. If getting a full head of hair means I lose that, then bald is for me. The depths of the loneliness. Wait. Now she's trying to spread the word of condition in which someone experienced severe side effects after they stop using finasteride. Affects its victims, but also the ones they love. Quote, the depth of loneliness I felt was to the point where I, myself, was becoming suicidal, horrible, or having suicidal thoughts, Song Keo said. I had to call the suicide hotline because it became that bad for me, and usually I'm a pretty happy person. She questions the ethics of distributing a drug that can have such potentially devastating consequences. I mean, all drugs honestly have side effects. They do. Don't take anything unless you weigh the risks. Finasteride, I wish they would stop putting that word in there because it's hard to read. I keep wanting to say steroid, but it's not. Finasteride has the capacity to dissolve one person so much that it becomes this domino effect, that there's so much destruction around it. I mean, she's going, look, I'm sure it's horrible. I'm sure it sucks and it affected your marriage, but I mean, people want to take it. Some of its side effects include anxiety, dizziness. Anyway, interesting. Well, there you go. Look at all of these side effects. Weigh your options. And look, for me, I don't care. I don't care that I got no hair. I'm a poet and don't even know it. It is what it is. It is what it is. You know what? It was 95 degrees today, and I was much cooler not having hair. No, not on my face. Anyway, it is what it is, folks. It's called getting older. I wish I didn't have wrinkles right here. I wish I didn't have to wear glasses. I had 20/20 vision all the way into my mid-20s. And then it started going bye-bye. 20/20 vision. Isn't there a thing that if you spank it, you lose your vision? You go blind? Well, just do it until you can't see without glasses and then stop. This should have been the Wednesday show. Speaking of Wednesday show, the hump day shows, those are the shows that talk more about sexy stuff. It just jumped the shark on, it just moved to Monday. Darren is co-hosting Wednesdays now. So if you want some more Darren, you're going to get a lot of Darren. Try not to overdose on Darren because you're going to get him on Wednesdays, and then now he's doing a Saturday DJ show. You're going to be so sick of Darren. I mean, I know I am already. Kidding. You're going to get so sick of Darren. You're going to be like, no, don't let. Well, Darren might want to do a DJ show Sunday. No, not anymore. We've suffered enough. Please, please. No more. Darren. You know how you feel when you see me every day? That's how you're going to feel with him pretty soon. Oh, it's bad enough seeing Horace every day. Now it's Darren. Jeez, please. Make it stop. Stories we didn't get to because we're out of time. These will be moved into the folder. Walmart customer calls cops after self-checkout avocado mishap, charged $1,300. Oh, the self-checkout charged $1,300? What do? Go to customer service? No, you call the police, idiot. After 12 years of failed attempts, the man who lost his hard drive containing $742 million in Bitcoin finally ends his search. Yes, he's been crawling around in the dump for 12 years and never found his hard drive. And now he stinks because he's been in the dump for 12 years and he has no money. This one I don't think I teased, so I'm not going to tease it now because I don't know when I'll get to it. All right. All new water hole tomorrow. I have to switch the fucking shit around. I don't know why I keep 2 shows. Well, I have plans for 2 different shows. That's why I keep them. This is going to be something different than the water hole. Right now, they're kind of the same. But I am going to separate them creatively. They will be separate entities. They will be 2 different styles of show when I get to it. Okay, there we go. Let me catch up on the chat, and then we'll call it a day. Jay in Humboldt. Peter says, waiting all damn show to ask if he saw the inappropriate songs I selected, and in one case, dedicated to you. I did see those. Oh, I didn't give you the video of the day. Let me do that real quick.
It's time for Haunted Horse's video of the day. It's time for Haunted...
Oh, wrong one. There we go.
People in Tennessee are on the lookout for something unusual.
We joke a lot. You know, he has went viral, so...
Mandy Moats tells WTVF that a zebra got loose from its stable.
I think it's pretty cool. I think it's going to take somebody quiet and methodical, somebody with a dart gun. And if you take your time, I believe we can find Ed.
It's been on the run for days, with trackers hot on its trail. But the zebra, dubbed Ed, has been really elusive. The Rutherford County Sheriff's Office has been tracking and reporting sightings of the zebra on social media. Meanwhile, the community is having fun with their local celebrity.
So it is a glazed donut with buttercream icing and then a chocolate.
Hold on. I thought that video, so that's the story. I thought that video was going to be what happened today. Here's what happened today.
There's a zebra in a bag.
Talk about donuts. I put on a pound last week because I ate a donut. Yeah, I said glazed donut. All right, there we go. There's that. I did see your inappropriate songs, Peter. Of course, I see everything. I see it all. Long duck dong. Long duck dong, she wishes. Viagra is like nitrous for a normal peen. Where the hell was my drop? What drop, Tyler? What drop? Dropped you on your head. What drop? Haunted Horse should rock a headband. Like, what's that dude that plays for Oklahoma City? What's that dude? That looks weird. The headband with no hair. Crazy. The 31-year-old man, Caruso. No energy because he's 30, 31. Today's show, I'm not going to lie, that was funny. And Dirty Sanchez calling in. I'm surprised Rome was as patient with that as he was. Because the guy didn't call in to apologize or anything. You called him a moron and something else. And you didn't apologize. You just said, I like your show. Well, then say you're sorry for calling him a moron. Anyway, whatever. V turned him inside out. Great read by you, Hunt Horse. Yeah, right? You orphaned the 11-year-old kid. All right, I got to get out of here. 6:06. 6:06. We can wait till it's 6:6 and the devil will show up. But I'm going to cut my losses. There we go. Okay, everyone, back tomorrow. The water, I almost said, yeah, the water hole show. Thanks. Out of here, late. See y'all tomorrow. Have a good day. Stay cool if you're in a hot zone and your school has to let out early because it's 95 degrees. Adios, amigos, amigas. Later.